Alright, so the coolant's bled, you guys. Don't mind the smoke. Got a little mess to clean up because we had a little bit of an air bubble explosion, which is a good thing. These two GRV6s can be really hard to bleed the coolant on, so I'm glad we finally got it. Alright guys, welcome to this week's episode of the Weekly Discussion. This one, you guys, is going to be brought to you raw, real, dirty. We're not hiding anything. We're going to talk about the struggles and adversities that you're going to deal with if you decide to be a business owner as a technician.
I've really been addicted to you. All of my attention I've been giving to you.
So to start out this video, I think we have to figure out, exactly why you want to get into cars, right? Whether it's because you don't want to sit at a desk. That's me. You like cars as a hobby and a passion. And I know it sounds really odd, but a lot of mechanics aren't really into cars outside of work. I'd say probably about a 50-50 split. And I get it because a lot of guys lose that passion when they get into working on cars, because at the end of the day, you don't want to work on any more cars. For me personally, my project cars, so like the Fox body, my Mazda pickups, the Audi TT, all of that stuff is completely separate in my brain from standard automotive repair. One of the things that I really like about working for myself as an automotive technician is that you can do a variety of things. I dabble in a little bit of body work. I do detailing as well as repairing cars mechanically. So it kind of helps break up the grind a little bit. Once in a while you do a detail, a little bit of minor body work. Stuff like that is going to help. I've got into flipping cars. All of this stuff kind of just adds variety to my day, right? Now, this is not for the faint of heart, and no business is. If you start a business doing anything, I don't care what it is, there's always going to be some level of diversity to that. And here's the deal. If you want to be a mechanic, you have to have a ton of tools and supplies just to work at a dealership or at an independent shop as an employee. You want to start your own shop? 10x that. You're going to need a lift, you're going to need a space, and you become everything. You are the entire shop. You don't get to just punch in and work on cars anymore. You're dealing with the customer, you're picking up cars, you're the service writer, you're the parts runner, you're doing all of it. You're getting a bigger chunk of the pie, you get to keep the whole pie. But you have to be able to weather an early storm, because building a customer base, maintaining happy customers, and you're not going to please everybody. It's not going to happen. And the general population does not really understand what goes on with cars. So that's going to create some adversity that you are going to have to communicate to the customer. Not similar at all to when you're at a shop in a dealership setting and the service writer is the one that gets to deal with that. I wouldn't want to be a service writer, and there's a lot of times you get frustrated with your service advisors. I had a few that I really liked. I had, most of them that I really liked. I didn't have a problem really with anybody, but you get frustrated, that's just how it is. But their job is important, and now you have adapted that job when you decide to start your own shop. And it's not going to be rainbows and butterflies every day doing all the gravy work. You know why? Because when you open your own shop, you're going to be working on every old rust bucket that's on the road. Just simple as that. If you work at a dealership, a lot of the cars you're going to be working on are newer, nicer cars and generally fall under one brand. So, you're going to have other makes and models, obviously, that come in. Let's say someone's wife has a Toyota, you work at a Toyota dealership, and they have a Ford. They'll probably bring it in if they like working with you. But as an independent technician, you're going to deal with a lot of older cars and a variety of make of cars. You're going to have struggles because you are the only person working. If you're an independent auto technician and you're working on starting your own business, chances are you're working alone. And that's going to give you some huge roadblocks, because if you have to go pick up a part, there is no parts runner to go get it. that's all on you, and that's just something you're gonna have to deal with. So stuff is going to seem like it gets done a lot more inefficiently, especially at the beginning, because you're gonna have to figure out how to get this machine to be a well-oiled machine. You're gonna have to figure out how you are gonna go about your day so that everything is as efficient as it possibly can be. Most likely, you're gonna start and work with what you got. So example for me, my garage here is also my repair shop. I've set it up quite well. I got a nice air compressor. I got a really nice lift. I got my snap-on toolbox. You know, the list goes on. But there's certain things, I'm in Minnesota, and this is how I was able to start doing what I'm doing now. And it was cost effective. It was something that made sense. It did not make sense to me whatsoever to go take out a second mortgage essentially on a shop rental when it's just gonna add that much more stress. But minor inconvenience. A few weeks ago, I had a customer and he was coming at 8 o'clock. And I said, all right, awesome. Well, my shop is heated with a wood stove. So that meant that I had to be out there at 5:45 to start the wood stove to get the shop up to temp. You know, there's all these things. There's all these things that you're gonna have to deal with. You're never gonna have enough space. But if you are willing to accept this challenge, it's going to be awesome for you eventually if you don't give up. You know, that's the only way you're going to fail is if you give up on yourself, and you're going to have to weather an early storm. You're going to have to figure stuff out because it's going to be completely different than punching it at a dealership and showing up, doing your job, locking your toolbox and going home. So would I do it again? Absolutely, I would do it again. And I'm not done learning. I'm not done growing. When you own your own business, you're always working. You know, it's nice because it's flexible. So if you want to work later, you can. If you want to work earlier, you can. If you have an appointment, you're only answering to yourself and your customers. So you can schedule around all that stuff, but you never get to quit working when you own a business. You're constantly going to be working. You're going to have late nights. You're going to have early mornings. And a lot of it, I'd say 60% of it, isn't even going to involve working on cars. It's going to be merchandise. It's going to be organizing parts. It's going to be setting up your facility. It's going to be advertisement. It's going to be all of those things all lumped into one. So I think you have to ask yourself if you want to just be a technician or if you want to be a business owner, because you're going to be doing both, but running the business is such a much bigger piece of the pie than you'd ever imagine going into it. It creates a lot of stress, it creates a lot of busy work, but it also creates a great sense of pride. Like, I am super proud when people ask me, you know, and I'm like, I work for myself. I'm running my own business. I'm really proud of that because it's something that I created. But I wanted to bring you guys this video today nice and raw. I mean, you can see I was up early, I'm really tired, I'm sore right now, I'm all dirty. This is how it's gonna be. It's not all glamorous, it's not all rainbows and butterflies. So I wanted to make this video just to say, you know, if you're deciding to go into starting your own business and you want to be an independent technician that is also a business owner, you have to consider all these things. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's weekly discussion video. We're going to drop these every single Friday. I got to get back to work. I got some more filming to do. I got to keep working on that Avalon that's out in the garage. We have an F-150 to put a throttle body in. We got a lot of stuff to do. So I just wanted to take a break, pause for a second, and kind of reflect on some of this stuff. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop me a comment down below. Like and subscribe if you have not already. We'll see you next time.